Hello everyone, welcome back to Real Reds Talk. This is the post-mortem where we dissect the game. United have beaten Brentford 1-0 thanks to a goal from Marcus Rashford. We get a clean sheet and we take the 3 points. Ahead of a couple of fixtures where, Spurs drop points, Chelsea drop points, Liverpool drop points, Newcastle beat West Ham, absolutely smashed them, to be fair. So it was very important to get them points on the board and very nice to get a clean sheet. Sam, just talk to me about your thoughts as you was on your way to Old Trafford.
Mic's out, Nick.
Has it?
Yeah. So why would Nick sorts his mic out? We'll just
You can't hear me?
No. Nothing. We got no mute, nothing. There's a bunch of tech issues happening right now. It's not been a good day for issues like this and things that have been happening, especially behind the scenes, but we'll see if Nick can figure this out. Yeah, no worries. You sort it out. Anybody in the chat, questions, comments, let us know how you feel on the game. Let us know what's happening. Dave is in the chat. Good on you, Sam and Nick. Me and Misha are in bed with a brew. Thought we played really well over here today. Can still hear Nick. All right, it must be me, Nick. They can still hear you. So it must be me. So give me two. You keep talking. I'll work out why I can't hear you.
Yeah, 1 second. Right, I think I should be all right. If Sam can't hear me, then that's absolutely fine. I'll give my assessment. Honestly, today has been mental with...
Apologies, we've lost Discord. Let me get Nick back. Just every single tech issue in the world is happening to me today. I'm just going to put everybody on the pause screen. Just give me 2 seconds.
If I'm still in or not, let me just double check.
We're back. No, I kept the stream running. We're all good. Just doesn't want to happen today, does it?
Just quickly explain the internet in this area and other technical issues for whatever days just decided to go, fuck you, you're not doing anything today. So yeah, look. Right, it's all negativity with technology, but it's all positivity in terms of the result with the game. Sam, as you was kind of walking to Old Trafford today to obviously go watch it live, just give us your thoughts heading into it. Was you nervous? Was you looking forward to it? Did you feel like we could come away with the result we did tonight?
I felt like we were going to come away with a draw, personally. I think I said that in the preview. It was a 1-1, so I wasn't thinking it was going to be a great game, and in reality, it wasn't. The first half, I thought it was pretty decent. There was some good encouragement there, things I like to see and stuff like that. But yeah, I wasn't expecting anything positive, and while the result 1-0, second half performance wasn't great. A win's a win, 3 points to 3 points, and we got away with it. So I'll take that all day, every day over a fantastic performance and losing. So
yeah. Anyone who's just joining the stream now late, or if you was there from the start, please do get your thoughts in. I can see the comments kind of rolling in at the minute. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We've just put a shot up of where Sam was sat for Rashford's goal, so make sure you check that out as well after this. Fantastic angle. And obviously won us the game, which we'll touch on a little bit later on. We can talk about individuals shortly, Sam, but collectively it was quite impressive today, wasn't it, in terms of the comparison to the Newcastle game?
Yeah, first half especially, there was a lot of... Do you know who I thought played, had a good combination together? I don't know if it came across on the television, but Sabitzer and Rashford, they seemed to combine really well together. There was a lot of one-touches, knocks around the corner, stuff like that. There was some really nice stuff from them too. Sancho looked bright as well, I thought. He had some really decent touches. Bruno was on it and stuff. Dallo and Anthony, I thought, all had decent games. So yeah, in the first half, we were really bright. We were pushing for a goal. Brentford had a couple of opportunities, not much. And then eventually, went on and scored. But I thought, initially we looked really good, looked brighter, looked better than that Newcastle game. From minute one, we looked shit, and it never improved, did it? Whereas in this game, we looked on it, and we looked like we were trying for a win at least. So, Dave's in the chat. He was at the game with me. He was sat next to me. He has felt like United were in control for the majority of the game, first time in ages. Yeah, definitely agree there, Dave.
Yeah. Well, one thing I alluded to straight away in the first half after watching the performance was it reminded me of the Tottenham game when we played them and we absolutely dominated them in every aspect. Like Brentford could just not get out. We were suffocating the life out of him. Obviously, overall, clean sheet, fantastic. Wins great. Fans are happy. But one thing that happened in that first half, Sam, was Luke Shaw went off with a suspected hamstring injury. How much of a blow could that be if he is out for a few weeks?
Everything's going wrong today. I bet that's how Adam reacted. I didn't see what happened. I was watching the action over here, and then all of a sudden substitution for Luke Shaw. So I didn't even know what happened. Did he pull up or what happened?
No one noticed it. Well, I didn't notice it at first. He was still playing, but he weren't like moving really jaded, so no one could see why Malacia was coming on. It was a bit of a strange one.
Yeah, that's why
I didn't see why. Yeah, and then he came off, and then he kind of whispered to Ten Hag something. So I don't know if it's a precaution, if he maybe felt something a little bit twinge, and then he was like, "Yeah, I think I need to get off here just in case."
Yeah.
Ten Hag has come out in his press conference and he said that he's not too sure yet. We'll have to monitor it.
Yeah, it's worrying. It's definitely worrying because Luke Shaw's been one of our better players this season, up there with Casemiro and Lisandro. But I think Malacia's a very capable fill-in. I think we'll be all right with Malacia there. I'm not that we've all seen what happens when Casemiro's not in the team. We fall apart and our midfield looks terrible. But I think Malacia will do it more than enough of a job to fill in, so I think we'll be all right there. I hope it's not a long-term thing. I hope he's not out for like the rest of the season, for example. I hope it's just like a game or two. So
yeah, fingers crossed, because he has just signed his new contract. He looked fantastic. Him and Dalot, especially on them wing backs.
They pushed up really high. Like from where I was, they were pushing up really, really high. So I think they were really effective. Dave saying he got booked for a tackle not long before it, didn't he? Might have pulled something in that challenge. Very possible. Very possible.
Yeah, essentially. Like you said, you touched on it before, Sam, with Sabitzer, some great combinational play on the right-hand side and the left-hand side. Sancho, Shaw, Sabitzer, Bruno, like really working triangles between each other. Really nice, which is good to see. I just want to pick a couple of events from the first half and then we'll touch on the second half, definitely. But Anthony must have had about 8 shots on his left foot that just went wide. Like the output, volume, great, but in terms of the execution and what he was doing was just dog shit. He had so many of them where he cut in and just like, fucking hell, man, wide again. McTominay had a brilliant chance as well, which just went over the back. What about Anthony? Did you think he was good today? I thought he was decent, but it's just the shooting again, wasn't it?
His tracking back was really good. Like, he worked really hard when Dalot was pushed up high. He tracked back, got tackles in, made it difficult for their left-sided forward. Worked really hard. Made some good passes and stuff like that. But yeah, his finishing was not great at all today. He was just wide over. It didn't have that whip and that bend on it that he has when he's able to do that. It just didn't seem to have it today. But I thought he worked hard. Thought he did decent things. Wasn't as many stupid things that I saw today. I thought he was a lot more streamlined with his game. He still needs to find that right foot. Like, he needs to find that right foot because he's very he's still very predictable. So
Dan put in the chat at the time, said, fucking hell, Anthony's just put a cross. Someone put a lottery on Anthony, put a cross in on his right foot. Like once the whole game he put a cross in. And he actually, for the first goal, Sam, he put the chip in for Sabitzer. Sabitzer set Rashford up. Great awareness, by the way, because he had a number of players around him, but he was just so placid. He was just like, boom, straight to him. And then Rashford finished was fantastic. How did you feel about the goal when it went in?
Fantastic. Like you said, Sabitzer involved again. Sabitzer seemed involved in a lot of build-up play today. A lot of sort of stuff that was in and around the box. And I'm really excited now. I think Sabitzer deserves to stay in when Casemiro gets back. I would like to see Casemiro, Sabitzer, Bruno.
He was better today.
Yeah,
Sabitzer.
I would like to see to see that midfield. That would be really class to see. And then you can switch.
Eriksen.
But that's what I mean. You can rotate out. Then you've got Eriksen, Bruno, Sabitzer, and Casemiro. I think you can. That's a good midfield 4 that you can sort of switch between because Eriksen can play multiple positions. He play a 10 and 8, so I think you could play with that. But yeah, I thought he was really good, really involved in everything. Fantastic goal, and Rashford he's back to being inevitable again, isn't he? He's back to scoring goals, which I didn't expect him to score today. I will say he was he was back to his best. Like in the second half, I'm sure we'll get onto it. He was running at defenders like the old Rashford of old, like absolutely scaring the life out of him. The end product just wasn't quite there, but yeah, he's a lot better today, I think.
I think that did help with Martial coming on as well. So when he came on, he just opened up like passing lanes for Rashford, and them two was linking up really nice. I still want more from him. I think people might think I'm being harsh for this. And I might be being overcritical because he scored and we won the game, but I still want more from him. I think he can get involved in the game a lot more, and I'm sure Ten Hag will probably think the same as well. Just a couple of metrics on the first half. We absolutely dominated it, by the way. 13 shots, 2 on target, 1 goal, 72% possession, and 350 passes. Brentford had 1 shot in the first half, so we absolutely suffocated him, and it was what Ten Hag wants. That's why I allude to the Tottenham performance, because it was the exact same. It was just pure domination, like
Tottenham,
the opposite.
The Tottenham one was like the perfect performance, wasn't it? Almost. That's like when you think Ten Hag ball, how he wants United to play, you'd probably show him that game. You'd probably go, "This is the game." Like that's what you want to see. It wasn't quite on that level, but it was definitely elements there that were very similar.
Yeah, absolutely. Second half, it's hard to go like really detailed into the second half because there wasn't like a goal, or there was a few moments and a few things which we'll definitely touch on, but the tempo slowed down in the second half. Brentford started to creep in the game a little bit more. Anthony still with his curled efforts going wide. Bruno picked up a silly yellow, and then they started making the subs. You had like, I think Brentford bought on like Jensen and took Bruno off. Took off. I think they brought him on, but they took Damsgaard off. And Bruno was fuming, by the way, when he came off. He was just like proper.
You know what?
Doing
You know what, Tony? There was so many times he was on the line waiting for a through ball and didn't get it, and he was throwing his hands up and proper pissed off. Like right where on my line, second half, he was right there, and he was just throwing his. He's getting infuriated.
He was, yeah. A lot of the decisions as well the ref was giving, I thought was slightly maybe lucky to have a couple of them. Dave saying have to go with this 11 now until Casemiro and Eriksen come in. I think the threat of Rashford up front and the quality of the 3 behind means we create more space with Weghorst playing. It's definitely an interesting dynamic to discuss. I can't wait to have Eriksen and Casemiro back, by the way, because if we can play like that against Brentford side, who were very good, by the way. It's not like some shitty relegation fodder.
What are they like?
Really good.
Are they at 8th, 9th? Is it? What is it?
I think they're 8th, 9th around that area. And I spoke about their record against the traditional top 6 prior to this game. You know, they'd beaten City, they'd beaten us 4-0, drew with Liverpool, drew with Chelsea. Like, they had really good results. So to get that and keep a clean sheet, even though it's at home, is still a very good result. McTominay. I want to talk about Scott McTominay because I don't think people are giving praise. Again, you can tell me your assessment in a second if you think any different. I thought he was really good today. There was a lot of things he did. He put like 2-3 fantastic blocks when Brentford had like really good opportunities. Really getting about the pitch, showing his physicality, and the comparison, honestly, Sam, just my opinion, but from him playing as a 10 or whatever it was on Sunday to today, I thought he was fucking miles apart.
Yeah, no, he was so much better today. Like we saw the Scott McTominay that was keeping Casemiro out of the team at the beginning of the season. That's the Scott McTominay that can do that. If he played like that every week, I wouldn't have a problem.
Yeah, that's the issue with it. He doesn't do it every game.
I'd be like, yeah, good squad player, keep it in. He's a good guy to bring on and stuff like that, but he just isn't like that every game, unfortunately. But yeah, I thought he had a much better game. I thought there was a couple of times he could have scored a goal. There was a couple of really good shots that he put in. A couple of them blocked. One got through and just sort of missed the post. Yeah, really good blocks. Was involved in sort of helping the defenders out and stuff like that. So yeah, I thought he had a much better game. It's good to see that Ten Hag stayed faith with him, and he sort of rewarded Ten Hag's faith in him and put in a decent performance. So it's good to see.
Just a few more moments before we kind of talk about the ratings and stuff like that. There was a situation where Varane kind of loses out at the back. I'm not sure if you could see this from where you were sat. And De Gea absolutely saves our bacon. Like he's
gets
honestly
clattered
1-on-1.
Yeah, it's right in front of me. Right in front of me.
Yeah, 1-on-1, and it's just like, oh no, oh my god. And then he closes off his angles really well, and puts in a good save. So that's one thing, as we always say, you get from De Gea, don't you? Like you can always rely on him in them situations.
Yeah, no, I thought he was really good. A couple of moments, again, distribution. I'm sick of saying it, but it's true. He shit it.
Yeah.
And it's
but some was good as well, though. It has to be fair. Like, you have to think, there was bits, trust me, if you watch the highlights back, You'll see like 2 or 3 really good passes.
Dave's in the chat. Bruno was immense today. Proper season, measured performance. Quite atypical of him, really. Exactly the kind of performance we need from him. Yeah, definitely agree, Dave. But yeah, David De Gea, fantastic save, and then gets clattered by the Brentford players, down for a bit. I don't know how much he was actually hurt, or he was just trying to sort of kill the game, the sort of pushing on from Brentford. But yeah, fantastic, and he's always been fantastic at saving us. There's saves that no other goalkeeper can make, or no that you don't expect any other goalkeeper to make. So yeah, always appreciate for De Gea for that.
And that's why it's hard, isn't it, when we're talking about the goalkeeper situation and we're trying to, decide which way to go if we want this kind of new modern goalkeeper. And then when De Gea does things like that, you're like, that's why we've got him, man. But yeah, it's something for the summer. That anyway, I don't want to discuss that right now. There was one bit I want to mention, and people are like, I don't get why you're doing that. But on the 73rd minute, I advise anyone to go back and watch it. Anthony is in the corner, so he's in our half and he's in the corner. And how he gets out of it, he beats about 3 presses, like 3-man pressing him. Really good play out. And then there's like so many combinations up the pitch to get near the top. And I felt like if that would have gone in at the time, if we would have got a goal from that, like that would have been a masterpiece of a thing if you watched it back. But then Fred gets near the edge of the box and he fucking spoons it over. And you're like,
I screamed at him. I saw the ball go out to Fred. I just like looked at DC and just went, "This is going over," and he ballooned it. I'm just like, for fuck's sake! So how is he capable of pinging it in 60 yards, bending it in top corner, and then he gets the ball 10 yards out and he does that? I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's baffling me. But yeah, fantastic passage of play. Anthony worked really hard in defence and on the attack, off the ball, on the ball. Like he worked his arse off tonight. Again, finishing wasn't there, but I thought work-wise in defence and helping the team out, he was really, really good. Dave saying David De Gea very good today. To be fair to him, second half was worse, but practically flawless in the first half. Yeah, I agree, mate. Very much agree.
Yeah. Sorry, I've got a couple of names there. I don't know why they're popping up, but yeah, we move. Yeah, let's go into the ratings then, because we've been speaking about the actual game itself for long enough now. So I want to see where we go with this individually. Again, David De Gea, please do join in, guys. Whoever it is watching. There's a lot of people quiet in the thing as we go through these individually. David De Gea, I don't know. It's a weird one. I can't mark him down too much for the odd passes that he missed. It is frustrating, but I think overall, because of the save that he made, it's vitally important. I think he had a couple more as well. Well, I'd probably give him a B-, maybe. I think for De Gea.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. He was probably heading for a C+ game up until that save, and then that save sort of crept him over into the B-. It's very important. Stopped us from going to 1-1. So yeah, I agree. I thought he was a B-.
Diego Dallo, fantastic. Him and Luke Shaw I thought were really good and could have been contenders for man of the match if they kind of kept that consistency. Maybe they still are for certain people. I don't know, but I'd give him a B. I thought he was really much better today.
Yeah, he's starting to show the promise that he was showing before the World Cup, isn't he? That's the kind of performance that he was showing week in, week out before the World Cup, and he hasn't shown.
Aggressive.
Yeah, he hasn't shown. And he was pushing up high as well. Like, at times, he was almost inside of Anthony and higher up than him at times on play.
Yeah, he was inverted. Yeah, that underlapping run.
Yeah, which is, like, it's good to see, like, because he's not done that for a while, so it's nice to see. So, yeah, I'd go with a B. I thought he was solid. Really, really good.
Yeah. Rafael Varane, I think I might be in the minority with this, and people can tell me to shut the fuck up if they think I'm wrong. I didn't think it was the better of his game. I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't think it was the better of his game today. There was like the mistake we was touching on then for the one they nearly scored, where De Gea had to save. There was little bits and bobs from him where I was like, yeah, standard Varane. I don't want to be too harsh, but I'd give him C+ maybe.
Yeah.
C+. I don't know. Tether in between the both.
Average to all right. Like, he's in there, wasn't he, somewhere? Not shite, but it wasn't a Rolls Royce of a performance by any means. But yeah, I'd go with a C. I thought he was decent.
Yeah. Let us know then, because I'm saying C+. I'm saying C. Let us know in the chat, of course. Lisandro Martinez, our boy, the boy from Argentina. What are we giving him? I think it was just another routine. Boom on it. Just
solid. B minus around that. I think
I'll go B minus.
He's just dependable, solid. Like some of the interceptions he made, some of the passes he made, tackles, etc. And we just expect that from him now. Like that's how good he is. So it doesn't really stand out as much, and it should, because I think it needs calling out, because he's really, really good, and it's probably the closest I'll ever get to him where I was at. I could almost smell him.
Nature.
Yeah.
Nature.
We'll go for him as like, you should have brought a sign with you, just like I heart Leacher on it, but I was like, that's probably a bit too far. I didn't get done for stalking at that point, but
maybe. I had that idea with when De Jong when Barca came to play at Old Trafford.
Come to United.
I wanted to bring a cardboard cutout of De Jong. Maybe next time. Just looking at some of his stats, 92% pass accuracy, 5 out of 8 long balls completed, 6 out of 7 ground duels, but no aerial duels won today, which is interesting. So we struggled a little bit with that, but we've given him a B minus, so I think that's fair. Luke Shaw, it's hard to give him a rating purely because he was on for like 20 odd minutes, but I think up until that point, I would have given him a C plus or maybe even a B minus himself. I thought he was really good today.
Yeah, I give it a C plus. Solid again, pushing up, inverting like Dallo was, and I thought Malacia was solid when he came on as well. I thought he played really well, aggressive like he normally is. Made some vital interceptions, good tackles and stuff. So I'd give him a C plus as well. I thought they were both solid. Yeah,
people might disagree with me. It's absolutely fine. Again, I get it sometimes because he's in the important areas of the field. Sometimes he misses like his shot, or sometimes he doesn't play the pass that you need from him, but he had a lot of important moments in the game, I thought, Scott McTominay. So I would personally give him a B minus. But it's up to you guys, whatever you want
to. Dave, we were sat level with the pitch and still taller than Leacher. Bless him. Don't insult my boy, Dave. Don't you dare insult him. Short king, mate. Short king. I thought he was solid. I thought he was really, really important for the way we played today. Broke up a lot of play, made some important blocks, got forward when needed. So yeah, I'm happy with a B minus. I thought compared to Newcastle, I thought it's an absolute 180 from that performance. So,
miles apart. Sabitzer got an assist. Fantastic today. Really, really good. I'd give him a B.
Solid B. Link up play between him, Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, Bruno was fantastic. Was involved in the goal. Got the sort of knock on to Rashford. Probably could have scored as well. There was a bit where they all linked up together and he just missed out coming in to the box. So yeah, I thought he's probably on my man of the match candidate list. I think Sabitzer. I think he would be on there.
Interesting. Just an interesting stat here for you with Sabitzer. 8 out of 10 aerial duels won. How mad is that?
Yeah,
crazy, isn't it? Didn't even notice that much, to be honest. But fair play, bit of a random start. Bruno Fernandes, I tend to agree with what Dave put in the chat before. Thought he was really good. Much better. I'm saying this about every player from Newcastle because it's hard to be worse in it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Bruno was really, really good today. Got on the ball. Combinational plays. When Martial came on, them two together, him, Rashford, a bit. So, like, just really direct. The tempo of the passing as well. You know, sometimes
one touch
start
passing.
A game, especially in the first half, it's crab and it's like. But today was just like bang bang, triangles everywhere. It was really nice to watch. And Bruno, I think was probably the spearhead of that. So he's another candidate for man of the match for me. I'd give him a B plus.
I think he was better today. He was definitely. Do you know when he tries those like flicks and passes one touch and it doesn't happen, but then he keeps doing it and it just leaves us in a mess. For this match, they were coming off. He's finding his man. They were working. It was coming off. And he played really, really well. There was a couple of wasteful opportunities that he had towards the end with shots and then free kicks and stuff like crosses where we could have put in and he didn't do it, or he blazed it over, which is part of Bruno's game, I suppose, because he does it quite a lot. But for me, B minus. He wasn't as good as Sabitzer for me, but he's still solid, still really good. Okay,
well, we'll go with the B with that because I said B plus, you said B minus, so we'll go with a B. B for Bruno. Bruno had 90% of his ground duels won, 100% of his aerial duels won, 100% of his dribble attempts, and 7 out of 9 long balls as well in that game. So he was much better today. Anthony was, again, we've already discussed it. We don't need to go into it too much, but it's the shots that's frustrating in it.
Yeah.
The waste. If he gets a couple of them in, you win 3-0. He's right up there.
Yeah.
But I thought he was decent today. So I don't know what that entails? Maybe a B minus, C plus? What are you saying?
I'll probably knock him down to a C plus just because of those shots. Like, he had a lot of them. There was a lot, and he wasted every single one of them. He didn't even get close with either. Like, didn't make the keeper work, didn't hit the bar, didn't like graze the post. None of them. They were just like really, really wasteful. So for me, C plus just because of that. But everything else, he did really, really well. I thought he worked hard defensively, worked hard off the ball, tracked back, etc.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything else was perfect. It was just his shooting, not great.
Yeah, I agree. Marcus Rashford, goal scorer, was better today. Definitely did have moments like you said, was running at people. Martial really helped out with that. I just think he's so good at taking the ball in and playing off to other people. He's fantastic at it. That's just his thing that he does. That he's really good at, which is nice to see because Weghorst can't do that. What would you give Rashford for today, Sam?
He's got a goal, didn't he? So you'd have to give him a B, wouldn't you? He'd be up there with Sabitzer, I think. I think he worked hard, like I said, running at players, made things happen, especially once Martial came on. Worked those triangles well with Sabitzer, Bruno, Sancho, etc. I thought he played decent. It's not at his scintillating best just yet, but a lot better than he has been the last couple of games where he's just been a ghost pretty much. So yeah, I'd give him a B. I thought he was solid.
Yeah. Smash the like on the video, by the way. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching live or if you're watching later on. Big up to everyone on TikTok as well. Before I had loads of numbers in it. It was absolutely popping off. So thank you for that. Last but least, Jadon Sancho. Interesting one. I thought better.
Yeah.
Again, another one where you kind of like still want more from him. But he was, when we was at the Leeds game and when he came on, him and Shaw had that really good relationship, didn't they? Like them two together look really good together, and I think we could just see that a little bit more, especially if you've got Rashford up top, because you have the pace, the threat, then don't you? So that stretches the back line a bit more. Sancho's got more to work with. I think that could work if using that going forward. I don't know what you think.
I think if we can get Martial, Rashford, Sancho, Bruno, Sabitzer, Casemiro all playing at the same time regularly, that would be dangerous. That's a dangerous midfield attack there. Absolutely. And then you've got Shaw, like you said, Shaw and Dalot bombing down the other sides, either Anthony or someone in. Like you can do it that way. So I think there's a system there, and there's something that could work. It's just I want to see more from Sancho. Solid today, some decent things, some things I liked, but still want more. He's not touched the sides of like what he was like at Dortmund yet at United. And I'm waiting for it. No. So he needs to start showing stuff like that. So I'd give him a C plus. Is that too harsh?
Yeah, I think that's fair. No, I think I'd probably agree with that. I think we're all kind of wanting more in it. We've seen what he's capable of, and he had little bits of that today. He was really important on that left-hand side, but there is flaws in his game, which we know, which he can improve on.
He seemed more confident from that. He seemed more confident, didn't he? Like his confidence was better today than it has been.
Yeah. I think he'll come away from that today. I think he'll walk back in the dressing room and be like, I performed better today. I can still perform better, but I did perform, decent. So I think he'll be happy with that. Yeah, let us know the rating system. That is everybody done. We'll get that posted out either tonight or tomorrow morning. And that is the review done, the post-mortem, whatever you want to call it. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed the game. I hope everyone who went to the game, like Sam, Dave, I hope you lads enjoyed it as well. And thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no worries. Last message from Dave. We held the ball so much better in the high area with Sancho and Anthony on the wings. They worked well, Marcus up top too. Yeah, totally agree, Dave.
I can see some cooking. I can see some cooking there for sure. Let's see what happens next couple of games. We've got Everton on Friday. Everton on Saturday, is it? Or Sunday?
Saturday, 12:30.
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, 12:30. Oh, God. I hate it. We've got Alex on the show on Friday for the previews and Everton fans, so he's going to talk about their season, talk about how they've been doing. That'd be interesting. And then new show, I don't know, my brain's fried. We've got loads of content as always. Make sure you follow us on social media and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, leave us out, Sam, whatever you want to.
Yeah, thanks to Dave for getting us tickets today. Appreciate the hookup. Even though there was a technical mix-up trying to get into the ground with my girlfriend, which was a mess, but there you go. And then shout out to Jordi, the Norwegian guy sat next to me, who I made a new friend and hopefully subscribed, because I did try to get him to subscribe to the channel, but he was chatting to me all game and then got banned from the second half because he tried to bring a beer in to the ground. Tried to sneak
you gotta
a bit
be
in.
careful. You gotta be sneaky with that. You gotta do it
sneaky.
the right way.
He got done, but yeah, shout out to him, and shout out to the guy who helped DC get in with his spare tickets. Appreciate the thing. But yeah, follow us on all the channels. Nick mentioned. I think Nick has gone, unfortunately, but we'll. Is he back? Oh, there he is. What happened there? The last bit of tech issues. Yeah, apologies for all the tech issues today. Some of it was out of our hands. Other things are just...
Most of it, if we're being completely honest.
Apologies, but we will hopefully get it sorted next time. But yeah.
Let's
call it a day.
Call it a day. Cheers, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Peace.